It's pretty clear because Maverick Carter is running this. He's dangling LeBron is going to be one of the people that do it.
You're trying to win now, trying to set the stage for the future when LeBron James is not on this roster.
The Los Angeles Lakers are playing one of the boldest, most dangerous games of roster building we've seen in years, balancing a push to win now while quietly preparing for a future without LeBron James. On the surface, the offseason looks straightforward. They landed DeAndre Ayton on a bargain deal, signed defensive leader Marcus Smart, and saw LeBron opt into his player option. But behind the scenes, the Lakers are moving pieces like it's a high-stakes game of 4D chess, and LeBron isn't holding the board. The most shocking moment came earlier this year when Lakers GM Rob Pelinka, head coach JJ Redick, and Luka Dončić's camp met for a private dinner at the celebrity hotspot Craig's. They arrived separately to keep it quiet, but left together, front and center, ensuring the cameras caught every angle. The message? Luka Dončić is now the face of the franchise. And here's the kicker. LeBron James wasn't even told the meeting was happening. This power shift didn't start in the summer. It began back in February when the Lakers traded Anthony Davis to Dallas for Luka without so much as a courtesy call to LeBron. That's right, his championship co-star, gone, and he found out like the rest of us. The shakeup didn't stop there. When the Buss family sold their majority stake in the team to billionaire Mark Walter, Luka was reportedly one of the first to know. He even posted a public congratulations. LeBron? Total silence, because he didn't hear about it until it was already done. It's clear, the Lakers are building their future around Luka, not LeBron. And the organization has subtly made it known that while LeBron is still a legend, he's no longer the centerpiece. The purple and gold are preparing for life
right
after
now,
the king,
LeBron James
and they're not hiding it
the
anymore.
Lakers are prioritizing the future in a lot of ways that really centers around Luka Dončić. He knows they're going to go younger at different points.
The level of disrespect is unreal. But here's the twist. LeBron James saw it coming. And that's why, on June 30th, 2025, he made a move that sent shockwaves through the NBA. He opted into his $52.6 million player option. Now, at first glance, that might not sound shocking. Who wouldn't take $52 million guaranteed? But the ripple effect wasn't about the money. It was about what came next. Almost immediately, his agent, Rich Paul, dropped a statement to ESPN that had front offices across the league scrambling. The quote was simple, but loaded with subtext. Open quote, LeBron wants to compete for a championship. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. We understand the difficulty in winning now while preparing for the future, and we do want to evaluate what's best for LeBron at this stage in his life and his career. Close quote. On the surface, it sounded like standard agent speak, but the more you read it, the less sense it made. Why? Because despite a flawed roster, no real front court depth, little bench production, and an out-of-shape Luka Dončić, the Lakers had still finished as the third seed in the Western Conference. They were one of the hottest teams in the league before drawing the worst possible first-round matchup and bowing out early. This was still a contender, a team with championship aspirations. So why was LeBron framing things like he was preparing his exit speech? To many, it felt less like a press release and more like LeBron stomping his feet, reminding the world that the Lakers were no longer his team. The front office clearly wanted him to pass the torch to Luka Dončić, the way David Robinson handed the Spurs to Tim Duncan, or Tim Duncan eventually passed it to Kawhi Leonard. The Lakers had their own lineage, Shaq to Kobe, Kobe to LeBron, and now LeBron to Luka. But this statement didn't sound like a graceful passing of the torch. It sounded like a goodbye letter. Eastern Conference executives took notice. Almost immediately, whispers started. Does LeBron want out? The Cavaliers, Warriors, and Mavericks all began making calls to gauge the situation. Even free agents took notice. Brook Lopez chose the Clippers over the Lakers, citing uncertainty around the team's future. The truth? By opting in, LeBron gave himself all the leverage. This wasn't just a cash grab, it was a power play. He becomes an unrestricted free agent in 2026, free to go wherever he wants, without the Lakers having a single ounce of control. And according to multiple insiders, he's already laying the groundwork for that next move. Remember that video of LeBron golfing in Cleveland wearing a welcome home hat? Or those workout photos with a Clippers logo conveniently visible in the background? None of that is accidental. LeBron has made a career out of sending subtle messages through social media, and this was no different. Then came the biggest bombshell yet. In the last week of July 2025, European basketball super agent Misko Rajnatovic posted a photo on Instagram. In the shot, himself, LeBron James, and Maverick Carter relaxing on a yacht in Saint-Tropez. The caption read, open quote, "The summer of 2025 is the perfect time to make big plans for the fall of 2026." Close quote. If you know basketball politics, you know Misko isn't just any agent. He represents Nikola Jokic and nearly half of Europe's basketball elite. Within minutes, NBA Twitter exploded. Was LeBron recruiting Jokic? Was this the start of a super team plan for 2026? And here's the kicker. Around the same time, reports surfaced that the Lakers now viewed LeBron James as an expiring contract. In other words, they were planning for a future without him. So while the Lakers are busy building their next dynasty around Luka Dončić, LeBron is quietly and very publicly plotting his own next chapter. And if history has taught us anything, when LeBron sends a message, it's never just for show. The chess game isn't over. It's just entering the next stage.
They are really prioritizing 2-year contracts right now. They want to have max salary space in 2027. The Lakers, their president, Rob Pelinka, they're being active. They're trying to figure out how to get a center right now in free agency, try to get some wing depth.
So, was LeBron recruiting Nikola Jokic? Or was Jokic recruiting LeBron? The speculation went wild. But here's the reality. The Denver Nuggets don't have the assets or the cap space to land LeBron. Some believe LeBron was trying to lure Jokic to the Lakers. The truth? Much bigger than anyone imagined. According to Front Office Sports and Bloomberg, that Saint-Tropez meeting wasn't about the NBA at all. It was about a $5 billion international basketball league. 6 men's teams, 6 women's teams, touring 8 cities worldwide, basically the F1 of basketball. And LeBron? They want him as the league's crown jewel. We're talking player equity stakes, salaries that could eclipse the NBA, and the chance for LeBron to become a founding father of a brand new global league. Backers reportedly include the Singapore government, Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, and UBS. Bill Simmons even claimed that Maverick Carter is actively positioning LeBron to be the one to make it happen. It's the ultimate leverage play. LeBron telling the NBA, "You don't appreciate me? Fine, I'll help build your competition." But back in Los Angeles, the Luka Dončić situation is equally fascinating. On paper, LeBron should love playing with Luka. He's even publicly praised him. Yet behind the scenes, the dynamic feels uneasy. And that tension might be the Lakers' biggest storyline heading into next season.
I'm a natural-born wide receiver, and he's a natural-born quarterback, so it's perfect. I've been running the floor and running lanes pretty much my whole life, and he's been throwing great passes pretty much his whole life. So
here's the problem. The Lakers aren't treating LeBron and Luka like a duo. They're treating Luka Dončić as the franchise centerpiece and LeBron as an expiring contract. Case in point, right after the trade, they tried to get Luka a center, something LeBron and Anthony Davis had been requesting for years without success. The message was loud and clear, and after the season, LeBron let the Lakers hear exactly how he felt.
I'll never say that because my guy AD said what he needed, and then he was gone the following week, so I got no comment. I put that uniform on every night. I gave everything I had, and that's all that matters.
The cracks in the Lakers' so-called super team are starting to show. And the truth? It's not hard to see why. Here's the problem. Los Angeles isn't treating LeBron James and Luka Dončić like a dynamic duo. They're treating Luka like the future of the franchise, and LeBron like an expiring contract. The proof came right after the trade for Luka. The Lakers immediately went after a true center to anchor him, something LeBron and Anthony Davis had been begging for years, without success. The message was loud and clear: this is Luka's team now. And after the season ended, LeBron reportedly gave the Lakers an earful about it. The tension isn't just behind closed doors. Former teammate Richard Jefferson recently dropped a truth bomb. LeBron, I don't think ever truly respected you on the basketball court. I think his respect for you as a person is where he rides with you. You never get that moment of acceptance from LeBron. Another ex-teammate was even blunter: playing with LeBron sucks. That sentiment now seems to be playing out in real time. Cameras caught LeBron visibly fuming when Dorian Finney-Smith ignored him for the ball twice in one game. Rumors swirled that Austin Reeves has been frustrated with his reduced role since Luka arrived. The championship-level chemistry from 5 years ago? gone. And remember, Anthony Davis, the co-star who helped LeBron win that title in the bubble, is now in Dallas, alongside Kyrie Irving. That's right, two of LeBron's former championship teammates are already on the Mavericks roster, waiting. Reports even suggest LeBron has genuine curiosity about joining them. And it's not hard to imagine why. Kyrie has reportedly been interested in reuniting with LeBron for years. Ramona Shelburne of ESPN said Kyrie tried to recruit LeBron to Dallas alongside Luka. Add in Anthony Davis, a head coach LeBron respects in Jason Kidd, and a front office connection in Mavericks GM Nico Harrison, who used to work at Nike and knows LeBron personally, and the idea becomes even more realistic. Then there's the wild card. Dallas drafted Cooper Flagg with the #1 overall pick. They could also free up $15 million in cap space without extending PJ Washington, and they are sitting on the Lakers' 2029 first-round pick for potential trades. The path is there. But Dallas isn't the only option in 2026. Here's the reality check. LeBron will be 40 years old. This past season, he still put up an incredible 24 points, 8.2 assists, and 7.8 rebounds. But for the first time in his 22-year career, the Lakers were statistically better when he was off the floor, posting a plus 2.4 net rating without him compared to a minus 6.5 with him. His transition defense has fallen off, too. The Lakers gave up 1.43 points per possession in transition with LeBron, versus 1.26 without him. He's still elite, don't get it twisted, but Father Time never loses. And LeBron knows it. That's why 2026 free agency is so critical. The Cleveland Cavaliers will always be the sentimental choice, a full circle ending. But they're $34 million over the projected first tax apron. That means LeBron would have to take the veteran minimum, around $3 million. After a career of max contracts, it's hard to picture him doing that. The San Antonio Spurs? They'll have over $30 million in cap space and Victor Wembanyama, the future face of the league. The poetic image of LeBron passing the torch to him is tempting. But the Spurs and Lakers have a history of bad blood. Greg Popovich refused to trade with LA during the Kawhi Leonard saga. The Los Angeles Clippers? They could create significant cap space, keep LeBron in LA without moving his family, and are quietly building a competitive roster. This is a dark horse option nobody's talking about. Miami? Pat Riley and LeBron have unfinished business, and the Heat could open $20 to $25 million by moving off certain contracts. But after how things ended in 2014, that bridge may be too burned. And of course, he could stay with the Lakers. They have his bird rights and can pay him whatever they want. But will they? Multiple reports say the organization has already circled spring 2026 as the planned end of the LeBron era. Luka is in, LeBron is out, and by 2027 they'll be chasing Giannis or Nikola Jokic. Which brings us back to the most likely scenario, Dallas. Think about it. Reuniting with Kyrie and AD, playing alongside Cooper Flagg, with Jason Kidd running the show and a chance at one more championship before he hangs it up. And make no mistake, LeBron still has history to make. He's just 1.7 win shares away from passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar for the all-time lead. He's 119 games away from Robert Parrish's career games played record. He's already the first player to hit 40,000 points, just shot 37.6% from 3 at age 40, and was selected to his 21st straight All-Star game. This isn't some washed-up vet hanging on. This is still LeBron James, still capable of carrying a team in the right situation. Which makes the Lakers' treatment of him feel even more disrespectful. Cleveland insider Chris Fedor summed it up perfectly. The sense I get is LeBron wants it all. He wants the farewell tour. He wants every arena reliving his moments. He wants the glitz, the glam, the celebration. And has earned it. But the Lakers? They've already moved on. So here's the picture. LeBron plays out this season in Los Angeles, probably makes the playoffs, maybe even wins a series or two if Luka stays healthy. But the tension never goes away. Every time Luka gets preferential treatment, every time the offense runs through the 26-year-old instead of the 40-year-old, it will eat at LeBron. Then comes summer 2026. Does he take one last ride in LA, knowing they don't really want him? Does he chase a final ring in Dallas with his old teammates? Does he take the minimum to go home to Cleveland? Or does he shock the world, walk away from the NBA entirely, and become the face of that new $5 billion international league? My prediction? He signs a 2-year deal with Dallas. Year 1, Kyrie, AD, Cooper Flagg, and a title run. Year 2, the farewell tour. One last dance in every arena, breaking Kareem's win shares record, maybe grabbing one more ring before he calls it a career. The Lakers have made their choice. They're looking past the king. And for the first time in a long time, LeBron might be ready to look past them too.